Thanks again, Skip. Now let's go live to our field reporter, Natasha Sharapova, who is in Saudi Arabia. This country has the largest amount of oil reserves and also is located right under Iraq. Now, Natasha, what would you say to skeptics who think we're only in Iraq for oil?
Yes, Chet, I understand where people are getting this idea because we do have documented records of the Defense Intelligence Agency mapping out hot oil regions in Iraq. That's true. And we also have listed corporations that would be interested in investing in their petroleum. However, what the people have to understand is that we do this all over the world, and the fact that we're just looking at the oil regions in Iraq is not unique or original.
Speaking of valuable oil reserves, about how much oil do we receive from Saudi Arabia?
Right, Chet. Well, today we receive nearly 2/3 of our oil from Saudi Arabia. That's a huge commodity. We have to think, though, what if that source was cut off? Take, for example, Iran, how quickly our relationship changed with Iran. During the Carter administration, the Shah went out of town literally for surgery. While he was out of the country, a populist revolt rose up, and those revolutionists have been in power ever since. We just have to prepare for everything and make sure we're in a good standing.
So, Natasha, it seems like Saudi Arabia is a pretty important ally.
You're right. You're right, Chet. I mean, think about it. If we were simply in Iraq for oil and while in that process disturbed our relationships with Saudi Arabia, we'd be in jeopardy of taking a huge step backwards, considering Saudi Arabia has 20% of the world's proven oil reserves, with Iraq only having near 11%.
Natasha, we mentioned earlier that a lot of people just think that we're in Iraq for oil. How much oil have we gotten from Iraq in the 6 years that we've been there?
Good question, Chet. I mean, you're right. To date, we have not received any oil from Iraq. If we were receiving actually 0 barrels for our billions that we have invested in Iraq and securing their freedom. I mean, if you think about it, we receive more oil from countries like Malaysia and even the Netherlands than we do from Iraq. And if we were there just for oil, we haven't done a very good job at securing any thus far.
Natasha, we seem to have lost the feed. But yesterday, Natasha got a chance to catch up with Saudi Oil Minister Sharif Mohammed Ali Baba. Let's see what happened there.
Thank you for joining us, Sharif Mohammed Ali Baba. Please have a seat. Make yourself at home. Now, as the oil minister for Saudi Arabia, tell me briefly, just how do you feel about the United States occupation in Iraq?
Bak, Durka, Muhammad Jihad. Sherpa, Muhammad Jihad, Baka Allah. Bak, Durka, Muhammad Jihad. Sherpa, Muhammad Jihad, Baka Allah. Bak, Durka, Muhammad Jihad. Sherpa, Muhammad Jihad, Baka Allah. Bak, Durka, Muhammad Jihad.
Interesting. Now, what would you say to the critics who would call the war on terrorism really just a front for a means to securing more oil for the United States' interest?
Durka. Durka. Durka.
Thank you so much, Ali Baba, for joining us. It has been an absolute pleasure. We appreciate you taking the time out for America tonight.
Durka, Sherpa, Muhammad Jihad.
Thanks, Natasha. She's really great, isn't she, folks? Another reason the U.S. does not need to secure any oil is because of new, cleaner, alternative sources of energy. Yesterday I got the chance to catch up with one of the main supporters of this movement, but because of death threats from oil companies, they've asked to have their faces hidden and their voices changed. Thanks for joining us today. So, what exactly are you and your supporters' goals?
Our goal is to promote the use of alternative energy, such as solar, hydro, wind, and nuclear power.
And what do you think is the most efficient of all these energy sources?
Hydropower is the cleanest and most fuel-efficient way to generate power.
Norway produces 99% of its energy through hydropower, and recent data in Wisconsin showed that it costs less than 1 cent per kilowatt, which is half the cost of nuclear and a third the cost of fossil fuel. Why would you prefer solar or hydropower to nuclear or wind power?
Nuclear energy is still a really great way to produce clean energy. France produces 78% of its power strictly through nuclear energy, but with nuclear energy you still have to deal with nuclear waste. And hydropower is still a clean, efficient way to produce energy, but the turbines have been known to kill bats and birds, as well as the hydraulic fuel leaking from it contains drinking water in the area.
And what do you think is the best thing about these alternative energy resources?
There's no dependency on foreign suppliers.
Well, thanks for coming on the show today. It was good to have you. It's nearing the end of our show with you, America, tonight. But let's quickly recap our question. Does America have the right to secure oil by any means necessary? No! Excuse me. No. Not only is it not our right to secure oil by any means necessary, but the great state of Alaska could support us with oil for 25 years. And if you don't want to go into Alaska because you think we might hurt some little birdies or because you want to save the whales, take it easy. The only thing Alaska is good for is, as Skip Ollinger would say, drill, baby, drill. People would also say that we're in Iraq strictly for oil. But we know that this is not the case from our continually strong relationship with Saudi Arabia and the fact that we have not seen one single drop of oil from that country in 6 years of occupation. And finally, we discussed how alternative energy sources such as solar, hydro, nuclear, and wind power have already and are continually taking the burden off of fossil fuels. That's all the time we have for tonight's show, folks. But join us tomorrow night at 11, and we'll be talking about how the president has been murdered. But president of what? Find out tomorrow night at 11. But for now, I'm Chet Stedman saying, good night, America. Good night.